3D Belle acrylic nail art tutorial as part of my Disney Princess series by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be continuing my Disney Princess series with Belle. So I've got the cute little nail with Belle on it and then a yellow glitter nail with some gold chrome roses on it. I think this nail is so cute and goes really well with the rest of the Disney Princess nails, and I do have a plan for all of these, so I've got something cooking up for when they are all done. So I'm excited for that. So please stay tuned for all the future Disney Princess designs, and I have links to the past ones in the description box below. And don't forget to click subscribe to see all my future videos as well. So I'm going to begin the Belle nail by applying an overlay of a really shimmery white acrylic down the nail. And this is the same with all of my Disney Princess nails. The Princess nail has the shimmer white acrylic, and then I'm going to encase the nail with a layer of clear acrylic to make sure it stays nice and strong. And now I'm going to be filing the nail into shape with my e-file, starting out with a very coarse bit and just kind of going over the whole thing, smoothing it out, then going over with a finer bit to refine the surface texture and make it easier to work on top of. So now with the Cover Pink acrylic, I'm going to begin sculpting her face, neck, and chest. So the really great thing about having that sort of cover, or the shimmery white background, is that it doesn't interfere with the pigmentation or the coloration of the Cover Pink that I have, which is kind of a sheer color. And the reason that I use that one a lot is, for one thing, having that kind of sheer color to your Cover Pinks for doing anything that's a flesh tone actually makes it look a lot more realistic. Skin itself is kind of translucent. You can tell by if you put your finger in front of a light bulb, you can see right through it. And so having that kind of a sheer color for a skin tone really makes it look a little bit more like skin. So now I'm going to take brown acrylic and I'm going to be adding her hair, and she's got a really nice little widow's peak, which is something that I personally I love the way that widow's peaks look, and I've always thought it'd be really cool to have one. I don't at all, but I think that I like them. Anywho, so she's got a widow's peak, so make sure you bring that point. And her face, as with most of the princesses I've done, she's kind of got a 3/4 profile going on. So you want to make sure that the point of her widow's peak is not right in the middle of her face. It kind of goes off to the side. And then add her hair going down the one shoulder. So she's got a half up hairdo. So she's got the half bun. So you want some of her hair to go down long and off to one side. And pull kind of her bangs off to the side like that, using this great shimmery kind of bronze color acrylic, and using kind of a shimmery brown or any kind of a shimmer color for hair is another thing that I think makes it look a lot more realistic. Hair itself has a really nice sheen to it, so using something that's a little bit shimmery once again adds to the realism of it. Add her bun. You can just see the very top of it behind her head, and then add the top of her dress with a little bit of yellow. Not much of that yellow shows because the nail is not very long, but add just a little bit that you do see. Now with some brown paint, I'm going to begin doing all of her outlining. And so obviously, since her hair is brown, if you outline brown with brown, nothing's really going to happen. So in that area, we will use some black. But for the moment, doing all of her face and everything, just do brown paint, kind of a sketching it in. So on her face, I'm going to add outlines for her eyebrow, her eyebrows, she's got two of them, her eyes, her nose, and her mouth. And just put those in place. The great thing with doing something with acrylic paint is if you mess up, there's two methods of fixing it. One, you can just take a buffer block and buff it off. It's so thin that it doesn't really take much effort or much work to buff off what you need to get rid of. Or you can take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and try to remove it that way too. So put it on like a Q-tip or cotton swab or whatever you want to call it, and just sort of erase in the area you want to. That sometimes will work and sometimes it won't. So that's, you can always fall back on the buffing option. But those two things also work really good if you want to erase anything, which the reason this comes up is on her face, because I didn't sculpt in any of the details. If you did make a mistake, it's really easy to remove it because it's flat. So you can just quickly get rid of it whatever way you'd like. Fill in her eyes with white, then add her irises with brown, and then add her pupils with black, and add her eyelashes. Do a little bit of black detail on her eyebrows to make those a little bit more prominent. And then anywhere that you think is needed, go through and do some black outlines. So like I said, throughout her hair, you might want to add a few black lines here and there to add some more depth and detail to it to make it a little bit more visible. Just kind of fix it up where it needs it. Add a couple little streaks going through it to give it a little bit more movement. Outlines here and there. On these Disney princesses, I think the outlines are imperative to really making them visible. And also, a lot of the older ones, like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, is that they do have outlines in the original drawings. They might not be black outlines. Actually, a lot of Disney princesses, I think, were kind of before their time because they didn't have the blocky black outlines. They had just a slightly darker tone of whatever color it was for most of the outlines. So apply some gel sealer in the background and then some matte top coat over Belle. And now for the dress nail, I'm going to begin with a very sparkly yellow acrylic. This is the same one that I used for just that little sliver of her dress that shows, but just a really pretty, not so in your face, it's a more subdued yellow that's got some glitter in it. And then apply a layer of clear acrylic over the top of that to protect it. And after that, we're going to file it into shape just like we did with the Belle nail. So just keep everything pretty much the same here, same shape of nail, so on and so forth. Keep them so they look like they go together. And then with some black gel paint or black gel polish. If you are using black gel polish, I would recommend using one that doesn't have a tacky layer, so a one-step black gel. Same thing with the gel paint. The one that I always use does not have a tacky layer, so it works really well for any kind of a chrome powder or such thing. Just paint really simple little roses. So we got 3 petals going around in nice little circles like so, and add a couple of them going down the side of the nail, going around. This is actually one of my favorite designs to do, and one of my first designs that I learned how to do is to make these little parenthesis roses. So if you've never done them before, you start in the middle and you just create like a little hugging parenthesis, and then you keep building up and adding these petals going around. And the more you paint them, you really will find that they're very quick and easy to do, and something that sometimes a client will say, I don't know what I want. And if you know, depending on the person, some people really like flowers, and this is just one of the quickest ones to do, and they look really elegant. So then burnish in some of that gold chrome powder, remove any extra dust, apply a layer of gel sealer over the whole thing, throw that in your lamp to cure, and you're all done. And like I've said before, I have a whole bunch more Disney princess nails, and I'm still creating more. So if you guys like any of the other princesses, check to see if I've done them before in the description box below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!